Kanche, Brittany Macnab, Dishinekashun, Pasquale Segaheganikoche. My name is Brittany Macnab and I'm from Middle Lake, Saskatchewan, which is located 3 hours north of Saskatoon. I would like to share a bit about my family prior to talking about other topics. This is my family this past Christmas. I have 3 half-brothers, a mom, a dad, my sister, 6 nephews, and 1 niece. When identifying who I am, I think it is important to identify who my parents are. On the very right, wearing the kilt, is my father, Ralph Macnab. He is Scottish. His grandfather came to Canada. My mother is Metis, and to the left, her parents, Edna and Morris, are both Metis. My grandfather is Morris Vandale, born in Batoche, and my grandmother was born in Meadow River, which is just north of Meadow Lake.
Hi.
During the summers, my family likes to follow around my uncles who race the pony wagons. My cousins also race the chariots. It's usually a big family affair of who can yell the loudest for our uncles.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the turn-back barrier services. Number 3.
Come on, Jared, slow him down. Slow down, Jared.
Who's that? Hold a little bit of charge, man. We're going to duck in on that, too. We're going to go high and wide there. Number 1's down. We're going to take our track there. We're going to take it back. Here we got it. Come on, stand down. Put it inside. That's going to be also pretty golden. Stanley Town. William Material. At the top of the backstretch, and we got penalties on back. That's going to be Colton Pavilion and Roberta Grass. Sitting second, he's about 3 to there.
When speaking about Indigenous leadership through a Métis perspective, I think it's important to mention the Batoche Church. During 1885, the Canadian Army took up arms with the Métis, and our main battle was fought at Batoche. Many Métis men died in Batoche throughout the battle, including a 93-year-old man named Joseph Ouellette, who just happens to be my great-great-grandpa. When looking at the leadership that had happened throughout the resistances, throughout Métis resistance, you can look at the diplomacy of Louis Riel and how he was able to handle things more with word and turned to religion, where opposed to Gabriel Dumont was much more willing to take up arms and willing to fight physically for the things that he wanted. I think Indigenous leadership is important. I think that our people, the Métis or the First Nations or any other Indigenous group in Canada, has been treated childish throughout the Indian Act and residential schools and every other circumstance within Canada, and decisions have been made on our behalf, decisions that we usually do not agree with. And so I think for Indigenous leadership to be a part of Canada, we need to sit in the roles in those positions. As once in the buffalo hunt, the captain was in charge of everything and they gave the go-ahead for people to go hunt. Had you gone before that, your personal belongings were ruined and you were somehow punished for doing those acts. In no way am I saying that punishment should be brought back, but I am saying that people need to be held accountable for what they're doing, and making decisions on behalf of nations of people is not right. When I think of decolonizing education, I often think of my experiences up in Buffalo Narrows or Isle La Crosse. And this is a photo from Isle La Crosse where their elder had taken them out, was teaching them how to build fires. And this next photo is kids learning how to fiddle. I remember going through school and starting in grade 4, you would learn the recorder. It was nice to see that students as young as grade 4 in Isle La Crosse were able to pick up a fiddle and learn through their elders. This is John Arcand. John Arcand's fiddle music is phenomenal. He is known throughout Canada for his fiddling, and he goes up to Isle La Crosse once for 1 week every month to do the John Arcand fiddle camp with the kids. And he's donated over 150 fiddles to Isle La Crosse's music program. I think to decolonize the education system, we have to teach our kids the traditional way to do things, how to live off the land, how to, get the medicines from the land and such. I've always said that, once that privilege runs out, once the Western society or the Western academia runs out, who's going to make it? And it's always going to be the people who can hunt and the people who can fish and the people who can take care of themselves medically. It was once our people, and I truly believe that it will be our people again. I do not know much about the Polynesian culture, about Maori culture, but about 7 years ago I had gone to Hawaii with my family, and I remember the Polynesian Cultural Center just being like the highlight of the trip. If there is anything you're able to share with me or would like to share with me or have questions you would like to ask me, please do so.